Hi everyone, welcome to the Nostalgic Dragon, where I talk about fantasy books, mythological books, science fiction books, and today some philosophical books. So, this is a channel update. I will tell you about what I've been reading, some plans for the channel, upcoming interviews. So, I hope you are interested, and I also want you to know that I'm very happy and thankful, grateful for the response I've got from my Why Read Malasan video. It was released a few weeks ago, and as you know, I'm primarily a reader rather maybe than a YouTuber. This is a reading vlog. So I've been reading a lot since last time, and maybe some of you have picked up Malasan or maybe put Malasan on your TBR list. I don't know. I've started this reading year with trying to figure out what is realistic to read, because if you can see many TBR lists, especially on YouTube or BookTube, many books. Maybe people have time to read like 50 books during a spring or during a year. I don't know. I know people read in different ways, audiobooks, etc. But I read quite slow, as you know, and I want to really immerse myself in my reading. So my TBR is always, you could say, active. It can change, and it just depends on what I'm doing, of course, with my job and my family, friends, hobbies, etc. So everything can affect this. Before I will start to present what I read, I want to tell you that Christopher Rucchio, author of Sun Eater series, will come to the channel in the end of March. We're going to talk about the books I've read so far and about his writing, of course. Ian C. Esselmont will also visit the channel during spring. So maybe some more authors. If you have suggestions on authors you would like me to invite to the channel, please write in the comments below about that. But what have I been reading? First of all, I will show you some other kind of books, and that is philosophical books. And I've been reading a South Korean philosopher, Byung-Chul Han, The Burnout Society. Uh, it's very dramatic, as you can see on the front cover. It's very rewarding, very interesting about how our modern society is a achievement society, that we want to achieve, show us, in a good light, so to speak, and why this happens and how it can hurt us, human beings, and also societies. One central theme is in the book is that we are both, you could say, masters or bosses or slave masters, as he puts it, maybe a bit more radically, and we are also the boss and the employed person, or the slave master and the slave. So instead of getting orders from other people outside ourselves, we give ourselves orders to achieve things, and that in the end makes us to burn out. A very short summary of that. I recommend you to read it. I think it's especially interesting with the booktube phenomena, reading many books, also reflection about how you view your life, your job, or maybe your hobbies, how to make things maybe a bit more relaxing in a way. That's one way to read this book, at least. It's not long. It's 60 pages. If it's too philosophical for you, you can skip some things or just come back to it later, because I started to read philosophy for many since I was young, but I haven't read it regularly, and I'm not a scholar of philosophy, but I think it's very rewarding and very interesting. In the same vein, I've been reading a lot of Albert Camus, French Algerian author. He's a Nobel Prize winner, so you probably know about him. Here is the myth of Sisyphus. It's about absurdism to, you could say, that there is no inherent meaning, but it's not hopeless because we can all create what we think is important or maybe meaningful. I'm not sure if you should interpret it like that. It stems or it has the yeah, it stems from the mythological story about the myth about Sisyphus. It's a, I think, Greek half god. I might be wrong. He's punished at least, and he's in the um, kingdom or the realm of death, and he pushes a boulder up the hill. The boulder rolls down. He needs to go back, roll it up, and Albert Camus says that we must imagine Sisyphus happy. So, what that means to you and me can be very different things. I think this book is very rewarding to enjoy life, actually. So, I've read a lot of Hindu, Zen, Buddhist literature, and also Christian spiritual literature during my life. I think this one was very concrete. It's not religion, it's not spirituality, it's philosophy, but you can apply it on your life in a very interesting way. So I recommend you to do that. Also, in regard to maybe your reading chores and your reading assignments, or maybe your writing assignments if you write, which I know many of you are. This book is finished. I've read it. I will do a wrap up review of the philosophical books I've been reading. Stranger by Camus. Finished it too. It's a this is Swedish version, as you can see. Främlingen is Swedish word for stranger. It's about a guy, Merceau, and he's very detached, you could say, from life in many ways. He's a stranger. I won't spoil anything. Also, short book gives you a lot of insights if you really buy into this idea of absurdism. And if you don't, maybe you get provoked, and that could give you other insights. So, recommending this strongly. Stranger, Albert Camus. And the last Camus book I finished yesterday was The Fall, Swedish version too, Fallet, The Fall. And this is about a guy called Clemence who has a monologue. So if The Stranger was about detachment and how he just lives his life accordingly, so quite he doesn't bother so much in The Stranger about different things. He just lives on. This man here, Clemence, he thinks more about his life. Very successful guy, but during the course of the book or the story, things are revealed that he gets feel remorse, feel guilt, feel doubt, and start to question not only himself but also reasons for the human condition. So this is very deep. You probably heard about it. It's a famous book. There are a lot of podcasts about it. I'm digesting it still. I think it will have a lot of impact on my life. And if you read it, tell me about it. Maybe we could talk about that together if you are interested. So I think these, especially these philosophical books, are interested to have a read-alongs and to connect and talk to each other with, because we have different life experience and can experience the books differently. So that was some philosophical books I have been reading during the holidays and recently. Now back to my ordinary reading, which you probably feel more at home with. Ian C. Esselmont's Stone Wielder. It's ongoing, and I'm looking forward to finish this. Very, very good. And as you know, I'm reading books parallel, many books at a time. That's why sometimes it's going a bit slow especially if you wait for things. But I will come to that point, and I'm an ordinary reader. I like to read. I appreciate that, and I'm not, I will not just read to put out books here on BookTube as fast as I can. I think the ordinary reader just read books for enjoyment, fun, and in his own or her own pace. I think we all should do that. Um, Guy Gabriel Kai, The Lions of Al Rassan. Very, very good. Very beautiful prose. So beautifully written. I'm digesting this very slow. When I have energy, time to focus, I read this book. Um, Set in the Moric or yeah, Moric Spain, you could say. Uh, Three religions are represented in this book, but they have different names than Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, or the Jewish religion. And mm, I'm impressed. He went to the same high school as Steven Erickson. Probably a coincidence, but an interesting fact. Another interesting fact is that Christopher Rucchio, the author of the Sun Eater series, which I will show you just in a moment, he has referred to not this book, but Guy Gabriel Kai. I read it in some interviews with him, and I will be happy to talk about Guy Gabriel Kai with Christopher Rucchio when I have the chance to meet him later this spring. Um, there is a review upcoming on the channel, or actually two reviews or three with the philosophical books I showed you, of course. First of all, I have finished the Howling Dark. That's the second book in the Sun Eater series. The first book is The Empire of Silence. This is the Broken Binding editions. Very beautiful. As you might know, this is about Hadrian Marlowe, a nobleman and this empire, and he doesn't want to follow the what he's supposed to do according to his father and to his traditions. So he goes on a quest, actually to find peace between an evil or enemy race in this world. We all know how this will end. It will end in a kind of disaster where he is doomed and has committed genocide and so on and so forth. It's self-reflective from Hadrian's point of view, but actually in Howling Dark, I think it gets more complicated because now I'm not sure who's writing this or if it's him or if it's someone else, because there are a lot of theories. It has inspiration from the classics, Roman and Greek mythology, literature, and also religions that we have today in society. I think that's a good way to make us readers to connect to this sci-fi world. It's I think it's fun. It's a entertaining book, fun book, a bit sad, but I really enjoy it. It has not the same depth as the Malazan books of the Fallen, and I don't think you can compare them because this is just mostly one point of view character. But I really enjoy it to immerse myself when I come home from work or have a weekend to be in the spaceships and be in space and meet all these alien races. I like it. And there is a lot of lore if you want to take part of it. This is finished, as I said, so I will review it. I'm almost done with The Lesser Devil, also by Rucchio. It's between Sun Eater series and Howling Dark. It's about his brother. You can say that we get a quite negative impression of his brother in the first book, and now this is a novella that focuses on Crispin, and maybe I would say you get a better impression of his brother, and we all have different sides, right? So I think this highlights that in a good way. At the moment, I've started the Demon in White. This is if you take off the dust cover, a Demon in White, it looks like this. It's very beautiful, I think. And yeah, Demon in White. I can't say so much about the book because then I would spoil it. I'm surprised by the depth and the twists of the story that Kurokyume makes between these books. It goes a lot of years, 50 years, 60 years, 80 years. a lot of things are happening in between. So you're on a real journey with Hadrian, and I really enjoy that. So that's my reading. I have a lot to read, as you see, and I try to mix more things, short books, long books, fantasy books, sci-fi books, and philosophical books, for example. Also sometimes spiritual books as well. So now I'm curious on what you are reading. Please tell me, are there any books here you found more interesting than others? Please tell me. If you want me to talk about other books, please comment. And as I said earlier, if you want to um, ask for or request author interviews, why not write in the comments below? I will see what I can do. So far, I'm surprised. I'm very happy. Authors seem to like to come here. So I will continue with the author interviews, and I will continue with book reviews and this kind of channel update and reading update. I think that's the main three things to try to develop the vlog, the reading vlog. It's not a YouTube channel during 2025. And I also hope to connect more with you. So please comment, and if you like it, like the video and subscribe. Thank you so much. I hope you will have a great Sunday. Bye.